Hi guys, welcome back to MisoDog TV channel. Today we are answering the question, do Japanese people hate otaku? In the present day, anime can be considered to be just another part of the mass media. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But did you know that otaku have a pretty negative image up until recently? We're going to find out why today. So today we have Sophie here, and she knows a lot about otaku. Because she, graduated from university in Japan, and she was studying, like culture about otaku for a semester or something.
Yeah, I tried. I did a bit of research.
Okay. So let's start with the definition of the word otaku. So Sophie,
Yes.
what can you tell about the word otaku? What does it mean?
Okay, so the literal translation of otaku would be something like you or your house or something like that. But the slang word that we all use today first came about in the 1980s when anime was just starting to gain traction and get popular. But the official definition in the dictionary, the official Japanese dictionary, would be people who are interested in a certain genre or subject are extremely knowledgeable about it but lack in social common sense.
I don't even know this. A lack of social common sense?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound very positive.
Yeah, it's not.
Does that mean otaku doesn't always relate to manga and anime?
Yeah, you can be an otaku in a lot of things. Actually, anything. But in Japan, it's common to connect otaku to things like anime, manga, idols, and also trains.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Okay. I can understand that, otaku has a negative image
Yeah.
in Japan.
Yeah.
And I know that because I think a lot of Japanese people, have a negative image against otaku. But I don't know why, Could you just tell me the reason why?
Yeah. So actually, during this time, the 80s and the 90s, being an otaku was linked to being antisocial or sometimes even violent, and this was because the media wanted to stop the spread of youth cultures, especially in the 70s and the 80s. So when anime and manga started to become popular, the media was like no. And then in 1989, the arrest of a man named Miyazaki Tsutomu caused a moral panic because he was labeled the Otaku Killer by the media, and so it gave the media an opportunity to sort of shine a negative spotlight on otaku culture.
Oh, actually, I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
He was a serial killer who was linked to liking anime and horror movies, right?
Yeah, and the keyword there is actually linked, because when he was caught, the police found DVDs, anime DVDs and horror movie DVDs, in his room, which allowed the media to sort of connect him to anime and manga. So this image of him being a serial killer who was heavily influenced by anime gave otaku a really bad rep. And so other crimes that the perpetrators sort of displayed this sort of, I don't know, antisocial or compulsive behavior was often linked back to otaku. And this created this stereotype of an otaku, which is I don't know, predominantly male, stays in their room all the time, doesn't care for their personal hygiene, is completely obsessed with their hobbies. And this is a stereotype that continued up until about the past 10 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, I've never thought of that. I didn't know that otaku had a kind of history.
Yeah.
But Sophie, anime is crazy popular nowadays.
Yes.
What happened?
There's actually not one exact answer for this, but one possible explanation could be the spread of the internet. There's actually a study that showed that the proportion of internet users in Japan increased by 104% between the years of 2000 and 2009. So the spread of internet communities might have given people a better opportunity to identify themselves as otaku because they had people to interact with who have the same hobbies.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Since smartphones and the internet became a part of daily life,
Yeah.
it's been a lot easier to like meet people
Yeah.
with similar interests.
Exactly. Yeah. And then actually in 2013 there was a survey in which 42.2% of Japanese teenagers actually identified with otaku.
Oh.
Like this is a big change from the 80s and 90s where it's like that was a time you didn't even want to be associated with the word otaku. So this kind of goes to show how this sort of negative label turned into something that you can like identify yourself with and actually hold like this sense of pride in.
Oh, I was born and raised in here in Japan, but I would have like never thought that it had such like negative roots.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can see anime characters everywhere in the things like training advertisements, commercials, and TV shows.
Yeah.
Maybe like 30 to like 40 years ago, it was like completely different. It's interesting that how society defines the group, and how they're like treated.
Yeah, exactly. And remember the definition that we talked about at the beginning of the video? It was people who are extraordinarily knowledgeable about a certain genre or subject, but they lack social common sense, right? This definition was actually changed in around 2018, I believe, to something a little less negative. And that really shows how the societal perception of otaku has become less derogatory as well.
The image of anime and manga is getting more positive overseas as well. So maybe the definition of otaku in dictionary can be like completely different in another like 10 years or so.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it for today's video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.